EDC stands for Everyday Carry. It represents the items that you store in your pocket from a day-to-day basis. In my last EDC video, it was more of a tabletop video that showed more close-ups of the items. For this particular video, I'm going to do more of an EDC loadout video to show you how I carry all of my various EDC items in my pockets. So without further ado, let's get started with this video featuring my EDC loadout. Let's get started. So most people carry some sort of EDC, whether they call it an EDC or not. So for non-preppers, their standard EDC is going to be a wallet, phone, and keys. And I carry all of those items as well. I call those my tier 1 items. So for my car keys, I'll usually store them in my jacket pocket or my front jeans pocket. And there's not a whole bunch on here. I have a Tech Accessories clip for allowing it to hang in the pocket if I have it in my jeans. And then I have a Leatherman bruiser, which is a bottle opener and a pry bar. And then I also have a whistle over here for signaling. And those are my car keys. I also carry my smartphone. I recently did a video of it called the Prepper Phone, and I'll carry that in one of the front pockets, for example, just a standard smartphone. I may also keep it in my front jeans pocket if I'm not wearing a jacket at the time. And then for my wallet, I have a fairly standard wallet with some additional items in there, like a wallet tool, and I have various bandages, like Band-Aids and modern wound dressings, and that's about it for the wallet, but pretty standard stuff. I also have a watch as part of my EDC. Yeah, I know that you could use your cell phone to tell the time, but just in case you don't have power on your cell phone, I think it's a good idea to have an old school watch as part of your normal EDC. Let's start going through some of the prepper tools right now, which I consider my tier 2 of my EDC. And the first one being a folding knife. I'm using the Benchmade Bug Out folding knife right now. It's a nice one. I like having it in blue because it's a little less threatening than a black knife, and I really like that it has a super deep pocket clip. But I vary my folding knife from time to time to various ones that I've featured here on the channel. The main criteria is that it has to be the legal length for me, and it has to have a super deep pocket clip, because I don't like it when my folding knife is sticking way out of my jeans pocket, but normally I'll keep it on my right jeans pocket. Also in this front jeans pocket, I'll store some additional tools, which I have in a tools module. This one's made by Manhattan Portage. It's made of Cordura fabric, and it's really nice quality. And I have various tools in here. The first one that I'm able to pull out right now is just a Bic lighter. I think it's good to be able to start fire wherever you're at, and a Bic lighter just always works. So I have a Bic lighter in the color orange. Next, I have a multi-tool. This is the Leatherman Juice S2. I've been using this particular one for years now. It's my favorite EDC multi-tool. It's a small enough size that works for the things that I need to do. If I'm not really doing handyman stuff, so I don't really need a full-size Leatherman. This one does the job, though. It has pliers on it, it has scissors, a utility blade, a bottle opener, and various other tools. And the last item that I have in this particular tools module is just a pen. This is the Fisher Space Pen, and it's just always good to have a pen on hand because you're always needed to write stuff in an urban environment. And I really like having the Fisher Space Pens. They compact to a very small size like that, and then basically they could turn into a full-size pen when you need it. And those are all the items that are stored in that little tools module. One of the newer items of my EDC is my utility blade. So while I do have a folding knife that I use for a lot of cutting tasks, oftentimes I found that I was using it for cutting Amazon boxes and cutting tape, and I just didn't want to use it for those purposes. The tape would get a little tape residue on the blade, and I wanted to keep it nice. So I ended up getting a utility blade. It's a very small one. This particular one is made by Gerber, and it's a Gerber razor knife, basically. So you just open it up, and it has a razor blade in there, and this is the one that I'm using now for opening up those Amazon packages and various packages that you get in the mail. I don't want to use my nice folding knife for that. I'd rather use it for other things, and this is just kind of designed for opening up those type of packages. So again, a Gerber utility blade with a razor on it. I switched out the razor that came with the Gerber ones with the Lennox ones, which are made in the USA. The next item as part of my EDC is for illumination purposes, and that's a pocket flashlight. For the past few years, I've been carrying the Olight Baton flashlight. This is the Olight Baton Pro. There's some other versions of it as well. I think this is an awesome EDC flashlight. It's the perfect size for me. It has a magnetic base to it with a magnetic charger on it that is super convenient to charge, and it has a fairly good lumens on it. And I think this is just a really nice EDC flashlight. And the last EDC item that I store in my front pants pockets is my Urban Altoids Smalls EDC Kit, which I store in that watch pocket of my jeans. It's that small little pocket that's on the top side of your right pants pocket. And it's just a very small version of my Urban Altoids EDC Kit. It has some small electronic devices in there, like a SD card and a USB card, and some breath mints and some medications and other little knickknacks that come handy in an urban environment. So I'll provide a link to this particular video at the end of this video for you to watch my Urban Altoids Smalls EDC Kit. And the last item in my pants pocket is my mini Medi Kit, which I store in the back pocket. It's just a small first aid kit for EDC purposes, and it just has some smaller bandages like Band-Aids, Tegaderm, some modern wound dressings, and more. So I think it's good to have a small first aid kit with you. Now, some people, especially in the United States, will have a CCW as part of their EDC. We're not going to be covering that in this particular video because I'm trying to make it a little bit more universal for a worldwide audience. Now, what we've covered thus far is the main items as part of my EDC that I always have on me, no matter what time of the day it is or where I'm at. I'm always going to have those items on with me. As you see, I'm wearing a jacket, so it allows me to carry some additional items. I don't have too many additional items, but I can carry some additional ones because I have the pockets of the jacket. So let's start going through some of those items now. So due to everything going on right now, I have a face mask just in case I need to use it for certain places that I might go to. It's just a standard face mask. I even have my logo on this particular one. I like testing various face masks depending on the situation. So sometimes I use an N95, sometimes I use a cloth-based one. It kind of depends, but I usually have one in my pocket if I need to have it, and I think it's kind of following the gray man concept rather than starting a scene at a particular place. Moving on to my other jacket pocket, I also carry a microfiber cleaning cloth for my glasses. It's good to have good vision when you're out and about, and I just kind of carry it loosely like this. And then I also have some earphones in here. These are wired earphones for my smartphone, and it has a microphone on there. I don't really like using wireless earphones, so I prefer using the wired ones, and it allows me to do hands-free driving if I need to, and just use the earbuds in perhaps one ear, for example. And those are the items that I carry in that particular pocket. And wrapping up this EDC loadout, I have a few additional items in the inside jacket pocket. The first one being a Faraday bag. This particular one is made by Silent Pocket. It's the Silent Pocket Faraday bag for sometimes when I want to store my smartphone in there to go digitally off-grid where I don't want to be tracked or anything like that. I don't like a lot of the custom advertising based off of locations that I've been at. So on occasion, I'll be putting my smartphone in here just to go off-grid temporarily. And if you really wanted to be concerned about an EMP or something like that, this would help protect from that. But again, I mainly use it for avoiding tracking. And then the last item that I'm storing in here right now is just a small notebook for carrying various notes. A lot of the notes are related to this particular channel with regard to prepping things, but I think it's just good to have some paper on hand if you need to take notes. And then I use the Fisher Space Pen that we covered earlier for writing in this particular notebook. This is a moleskin notebook, by the way. So that concludes all the items that I'm currently carrying as part of my urban EDC loadout for the start of this year. With every year, my EDC slowly adapting and I change out items depending on what my needs are at the time. But that's what I currently have as part of my EDC. And again, I wanted to feature more about the locations for all the items and not as much as the particular items themselves. But that's my EDC. It's fairly easy for me to carry all those items on a day-to-day basis, and it provides me with enough capabilities that I need for an urban EDC environment. That's going to do it for this video featuring my current urban EDC loadout. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it. As I mentioned, I've included a PDF document. You could download it by clicking the link in the description box below. It has a list of all the items that I'm currently carrying as part of my EDC. If you like these type of videos, consider subscribing to the channel. You could also follow me on my Discord server in addition to other social media sites. And I also have a weekly and monthly newsletter that I provide additional background information on the things that I'm working on. So again, stay tuned for more urban preparedness videos and see you guys next time. Take care.